Hey, everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. On tap is what should be a pretty good matchup between the Washington Redskins and the Carolina Panthers. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Carolinas and Bank of America Stadium here in Uptown Charlotte. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Washington Redskins and the Carolina Panthers. With my good friend Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, we have arrived at another new season. Had a little more pep in my step this morning. I know you did as well. Here we go.
Yeah, when you went out for your 5-mile jog, you were flying. You did it in record time because you were psyched up about this game. But let's be frank about it. No more radio shows, no more podcasts, no more just predicting what's going to happen. Now we get to see it on the field.
So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering some snacks.
I was just going to say.
That's where I go.
On 1st and 10, Clifford. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's 2nd down. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Looking to throw. Clifford. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. Escapes the defender. He's got the lane, and there he goes. Touchdown, Carolina. Curtis Samuel, 82 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So out comes the Redskins offense as they get their first shot. And a glance at the tall signal caller, standing 6'6".
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him better chance to lead the team that wins.
Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd down now, it's Taylor. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Lawrence. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 17 yards that time and a Washington first. On 1st down, Lawrence.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that 1st down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 33.
Hey, wahoo! Mike by 4, Mike by 4, Mike by 4. What's the run? They're running it. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Hey, Echo. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Look. Squeeze. Record. Kill. Get it.
Throwing on 1st down. Lawrence. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down. And the starting defense here for the Panthers.
Eric Reid is a safety that you can use all over on defense, both in the box as a tackler and back deep as a cover man.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. Now a give right side. Taylor. He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A great play there. 33 yards as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won.
Let's go now. 60 outlaw. Target. Fire.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. And the offensive starters for the Panthers.
Yeah, I feel a little bad here because we missed out talking about these guys on the opening drive because they were in the end zone before we had a chance to even say anything. But let's keep an eye on these wideouts. QB already has 1 touchdown pass. You know he's looking for a few more before this one's over. Those wideouts will get plenty of opportunities to try and score again.
To throw on 2nd down. Clifford nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, that's the 2nd time he's been sacked so far in the first half. And if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Operating from the gun. Clifford. Wide open receiver complete. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
This quarterback now already over 100 yards passing in this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. The dump off good for 8 there on first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's caught by Bryant. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. Partner, your thoughts on this D-line?
I love a unit that can control the run and get after the passer. This is an all-around terrific defensive front. Hard to move the ball against them on the ground, and then when you want to throw it, look out. Here they come after the quarterback.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the gun, Clifford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones, his 2nd sack of the night. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
On 1st and 10, Lawrence. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. The 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, 81 yards. And the Redskins have taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one.
Come on, set, 50, plant.
Check right. Tie it right. Hey.
Get it.
On 1st down, Clifford toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Mike 59. Let's go, D.
Throwing on 1st down. Lawrence. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. And as a first-rounder, a lot of eyes on him, a lot of expectations.
And he has to play well in his rookie year. Those days of coddling guys and bringing them along slowly, those days are long gone. When you're drafted in the 1st round, they expect you to play right away. And the community's eyes and fan base, they'll be on you the entire way.
They added a lot of talent to a roster that really needed an infusion of youth. They got a very good infusion of youth.
And they didn't really reach to get anyone as well. They stuck to their draft philosophy, got the best players they could at the time they were drafting, and inserted them into their lineup. But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Hey, box drop, box drop.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Coming this way, coming this way. Here we go, here we go. Here we go.
Hit it.
To throw on 3rd down, Lawrence. He's got his tight end Fant. And out across midfield down to the 45. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Hey, 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 hey.
Mike 54. Mike 54. And I can reach tracks. Let's go.
Go, go. Ready?
On 1st and 10, Lawrence. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. The all-pro linebacker Luke Kuechly right there on the coverage, stride for stride.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Rush in, rush in, rush in. Right there, 54, right there, right there. 54, Mike. Come on, come on.
Look at me. Go, go.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Lawrence. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
60 or.
On 1st down, Taylor. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
You ready?
Mike 54. What we got? What we got? What we got?
Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score.
Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Hey, high 7. 54. Let's go.
Looking to throw on second down. Lawrence. Got a man open. It's Ross. A good pickup there. 26 yards.
On the ball. On the ball.
Check, Mike 54. Mike 54. I don't think you got it, sir.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. But down here near the goal line, you don't think of a cornerback in run coverage, but he made the stop.
Yeah, most of the cornerbacks we know, they want to be those pass defenders and take away one half of the field. But the best ones in the game are the complete cornerbacks, able to tackle and run support, as we just saw there.
Mike 54. Mike,
Get it.
On second down, it's Taylor. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Let's go now. 18 Gator.
double dog. That's the way.
Big grip.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Pull it together.
Off the play fake. Clifford. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a first down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. 2nd and 10. He'll find his tight end, Seals Jones. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
Back to throw. Clifford. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Out of the pistol, McCaffrey. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon. To
throw on 2nd down. Clifford. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. We know that Gano has that big leg. He had the longest made field goal in the NFL last year, 63 yards to beat the Giants in Week 4. That was the longest game winner in NFL history, and he converts from long here again.
Let's go. Let's go.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. They've got the lead. He's a big reason why, looking sharp so far.
And as we travel around the league, we see quarterbacks get it done in a variety of ways. But today's NFL does tell us one thing. If that guy doesn't play well, their team's not going to win. And right now he's got his team in the lead.
And now they'll look to extend that lead. They'll run on first down. It's Taylor. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain?
Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Looking to throw on second down. Lawrence going deep downfield for Ross. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Get it.
Operating from the gun, Lawrence. He's got his big time. Tight end Fant.
Let's go, baby.
That's a good-looking play to me. The big tight end on a crossing route coming underneath. Sometimes he can gain some serious momentum going forward, can he?
Yeah, he can indeed, and pretty well executed there. And now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 17 yards that time at a Washington first. This quarterback now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, orbit.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. It's our time. It's our time.
From the gun, Lawrence. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
On second down now. It's Taylor, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
The Redskins on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun. Lawrence slings this deep from McLaurin. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away.
No, protection's on. Protection's on.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Let's go now. 60 Pittsburgh.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up. Don't get
On first down, Taylor. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it? Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for him.
Ready, set.
Coming, 41 to Mike.
Ready.
And now he'll tuck it and run. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
First play of the drive, a first down run. Well, that sets you up for whichever way you want to go. Do you come right back and run the football again because you've got them on their heels? Or do you play chess match with them, break tendency, and go play action and go for the big shot?
You got 3 down, 3 down.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at the half, we'll hand things off to Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have scores from earlier today, plus a look ahead as well, so you won't want to miss that. A lot going on here in Week 1. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Throwing again. Clifford. Going back to Moore. This time he's got him complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A gain there of 30 big ones. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
This quarterback now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Clifford. Open man is Samuel, complete. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers and a first down here.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pick.
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
2nd and 14. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Clifford. And that's complete to McCaffrey. A big play, but still not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and that will close the gap down to 14. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Matt Breed in the offense heading back out. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success at least so far here in the 2nd quarter. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
He's cracked.
Recon, 132 fighter. Smooth.
Kill.
Hey, lock it.
Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up.
Snap.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lawrence going deep downfield for Ross. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down.
Watch out. Check. Mike 54. Check pass.
Mike,
Ready?
Mike 54. On the ball. Mike 50. Mike 54.
Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Here's Tressway now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And no return here. This one's going inside the 15 to the 12-yard line.
Let's go. Good time. Let's go.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the 2nd half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see it.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
Okay, break.
Watch it. 3 down.
Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Then he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Hey, watch the slant. Go.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Down here in the third quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And last time, one-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Lawrence. This is the tight end Fant. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for them.
How about the rookie in his NFL debut? Looking sharp. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, exit.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. Open Dennis Ross complete. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Go! 18 Gator.
Oh, design run for their wideout. I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. It'll be a loss of 7 on the play, and it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Come on, set. 8, read.
54. Mike, 54. It's a party now.
Now.
To throw on 2nd down, Lawrence. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Solid response that time by a young quarterback. Last drive, interception. This drive, the touchdown pass.
I like how you described it, solid, because you don't get extra kudos for bouncing back if you're going to be a big-time quarterback. You're supposed to do that. But at the same time, when you're a rookie, that's not guaranteed, is it? Sometimes they hang their heads and they go in the
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show more pressure and pressure and pressure?
You feel like it always comes back to leverage, don't you? Who is going to win that battle of the offensive and defensive lines? Low man wins. We talk about that, but we think about it in a running game. Well, guess what? The same thing happens when you're trying to pass protect. Are you low? Are you balanced? Are you in a position where the pass rush won't bowl you over on their way back to the quarterback? They've got to reestablish that in order to try and keep their man upright.
Because they have been bowled over a lot so far in this one. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Clifford. And he's got the hook up to Moore. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Going quickly out wide to Moore. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That one covers 29 yards, first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting them in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and have the ability to run it in, throw it, go play action, and take your shot at the end zone.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They'll wind up with 3 yards out of that, and it's second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. Back to throw. Clifford to the goal line, but it's incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. So his third field goal of the ballgame brings him a bit closer, but there's no question. They need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s, and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear. They want to close this gap.
We play to win. Let's go.
Out comes Washington. Offense as they get set to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Let's get that ball, Let's get that ball right here. 54.
On first down, Lawrence. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it's knocked away and incomplete. James Bradbury, he was right there to break it up.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
Check right
Now.
To throw again. Lawrence. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. Past the 20. Touchdown, Washington. John Ross, 74 yards. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
Had 3 touchdown passes. You're right, he looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
Ready up.
55 to Mike. Check. 55 to Mike. Wild Bill. Wild Bill.
Hit it.
Off play action. Clifford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Ready, ready.
Looking to throw. Clifford. Wide open receiver complete. A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. And the Redskins have an extra man in the secondary here on 3rd. Off the bootleg. Clifford. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And that will come the offense as they take over. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they? 3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Here we go.
Let's go.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Lawrence. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And we're back now in Charlotte. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
70, Indy.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw. Lawrence. Completes it to Fant on the right side. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A gain of 32 that time. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles. It certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Taylor. He's got a 1st down and much more inside the 20. And finally taken down at the 15. Great gains back-to-back. Last time over 30 yards, better than 20 here.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
Got it.
59's Mike. Check, 59. Hey, let's get in them holes.
Lock it.
Check.
Greystone, travel. Be driven.
The give to Taylor. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Stop made there by Gerald McCoy.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
You.
Five.
To throw on second down, Lawrence. And this is taken in for a Redskins touchdown. An 11-yard touchdown as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the fourth quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie.
Set, ready. 10-2 start.
Let's put them on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus. Say.
Shoot.
Throwing on first down, Clifford. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Go now.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Now.
Throwing again. Clifford nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
It's a party now.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Clifford, and that is incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
So possession goes over here on the punt. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open. Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
The Redskins on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Come on, QB, come on.
They'll try the left side. Taylor. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there, good for a Redskin first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Come on,
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Yep. Go.
And they'll go on the ground. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. That last play, though, not indicative of the night he's had running the football.
No, you're exactly right about that, because all through this evening, it's been their night, hasn't it? One play here, they get it against them. I wouldn't worry about that very much at all. Just continue to do what they've been doing.
Right there, 54 Mike. Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time. Check, 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 check.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. That kind of looked like a defense fed up by being gashed in the running game all night.
Yeah, and imagine their coach saying, if you're fed up on that play, where were you the rest of the time? What took you so long? But flip it over to the offensive side. They've been dominating this thing, and to finally have a play go against them, that's not something that's going to make them feel very good this evening.
I got one.
Get it.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Lawrence slings this deep from McLaurin. It's caught inside the 25. Big yardage that time for the Redskins. 48 yards.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now a first carry for their fullback. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. This is where, 4th quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
Well, you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering where they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided.
Go.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike. Here we go, let's bring it. Let's go, let's bring it.
And now a carry here for their fullback. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
A good solid game there on 1st down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
Let's get it.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
61, matchbox lights.
The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
that ball. Strip that ball.
Taylor going to throw it toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Now a give to Taylor. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
Let's go. 70, Indy.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
Snap.
On 1st and 10, Clifford. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard. But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. So a victory here for the Washington Redskins. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, you know, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason. But now I'm listening to you. So for the Redskins, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.